Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Facebook Live. I'm Kelly Hawkins. I'm the Director of Public Information here at Spokane Regional Health District, and today I am joined by Stephanie Courtney. She is a maternal health advocate, and she's also the Executive Director of Shades of Motherhood. And today we are here to recognize World Doula Week and Black Maternal Health Week and share with you about how we can better support maternal health outcomes and do this for all women in our community across our region. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here to talk about World Doula Day and Black Maternal Health Week.
Yeah, well, let's start off by saying what is a doula? For anybody who's unfamiliar, what is a doula? And what is the role that they play to help with those health outcomes for women, especially during pregnancy, childbirth, and then postpartum?
Such a great question. So a doula is a person that is able to support you physically and emotionally. They don't do any births, but there's a lot of navigation that takes place when you are going through your maternal health journey. And doulas are for birthing people, for mothers, people who are dealing with infertility, adoption. We even have a dad doula that's helping fathers navigate some different spaces. So when we talk about maternal health and we talk about who deserves support, we're talking about how do we get people in space that are going to support everyone. And a doula is definitely a key to addressing this crisis that we're seeing.
Great, thank you. And during Black Maternal Health Week, we recognize serious disparities among women of color. Can you talk about what you see firsthand?
Yeah.
And how that impacts the families you serve?
Yes. So Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die due to pregnancy-related issues, and 60% of those causes are preventable. A recent study just went out, and it actually shows that 80% of the causes are preventable. That means we need to have deeper conversations, we need to have more resources, and also inventions when it comes to maternal health in our community. And so when we talk about why are Black women dying, they're dying because of sepsis, hemorrhaging. Some people are dealing with extreme stress measures. These stress measures impact their body. It impacts their pregnancy. We are not talking enough about how do we address those things that are preventable. How do we actually get in there and start educating people about what they can do and what resources are in their community and at the tips of their hands? And so hypertension has been one that we've really been focusing a lot on, because so many times people say, oh, my head hurts. I have a little swelling, that's normal. Don't worry about it. And then it becomes something really serious. And by the time it actually gets addressed, sometimes it's too late. And so we need to get reconnected to our body, and we need to get reconnected with cultural-based knowledge and education so that we can address some of these things that we're seeing.
And you've had some of your experience being a doula.
Yes.
Can you talk about that and that journey?
Yes, so I am currently a doula, and so sometimes you will see me at the hospital helping people. And so my journey as a doula really started because of my journey in infertility. I was going through loss. I was going through 7 years of infertility. I had never even met another Black woman that was dealing with infertility out loud. And so when I was dealing with everything, I thought, maybe it's not my time. I'm not sure. And then my niece had got pregnant, and she was a teen mom, and I was like, it can't be that easy to have a baby, and it absolutely was. And I just didn't know, Right. And so when I started getting connected to doctors and nurses, I wasn't getting some of the information I needed to get me prepared to have a baby. And I had met a dear friend of mine, Dominique Wallace. I've got to give her a shout out. She was my doula, and she took me through my fertility journey, and I realized that I needed to create a care team to help me get through my own health journey. And it wasn't just about having a baby, it was being mentally prepared to have a baby. It was dealing with the mental health stuff that I didn't even know that I needed to deal with because of all the loss, the infertility. Pregnancy is not the end goal. It's really looking at the whole person and saying, how do we help them? How do we prepare them to walk into this new journey? Anytime you go through a loss or you have a pregnancy, you become a new person. And when you're walking in that new path, who's there to help support you? Support is the new superpower. It's not something that you need to be ashamed of. It's not something that you should shy away from. Being a parent, dealing with your body, this is not something that we are just born with this knowledge. And even a lot of people that have had babies, they can't even remember what happened sometime. And they're like, I don't remember that. It's part of the process sometime where you have
change so quickly.
They do. They do. And so how do we bring knowledge? How do we bring community together? And anybody can become a doula, but for someone, right? But this is a new profession that's growing and developing, and we really want to connect it to culture, and that's what the Shades of Motherhood Network has done. And that was just all birthed out of my own personal experience. And we have served, I'm so proud to say this, we have served 216 people. And for some people who are like, that is just 216 people? That's 9 months. That might be postpartum. And they get wrapped around with our beautiful community and network of people to help support them along their way. And that's basically a reflection of what I went through, and that is what I want our community to experience.
You've mentioned several times how important it is to incorporate culture into this. How do you incorporate culture into, and also understanding and trust into helping people, especially when they don't feel that they're seen or heard in a traditional healthcare setting?
Yes, such a great question. So first of all, everybody's culture is going to be different. Even when it comes to Black culture, if you come from the North, the East, the South, the West, the Midwest, Black culture looks different. And so we have to really think about what are those things that are going to be connecting a person and help them feel grounded. So I want to give an example of our peer support groups. We have once a month peer support groups. Sometimes we have two peer support groups that take place, which is great. But it's the conversations that center around culture and community. Sometimes it's learning how to rest in space. Maybe it's listening to certain music that actually is connected to your culture. It's the oils that you put on your hair. It's even for some people when they have babies, getting their hair done before they have a baby is really important. It's cultural. And even down to shea butter. For some people that don't know it, it's like an oil, almost like a thick butter that you use. Those are the different pieces that are really cultural based, and it's just stuff that you do every day, but really your doula's in there to implement those things and help you be more intentional with those things. When you're talking about even how you care for your baby, what kind of things do you put on your baby, sing to your baby, how do you wrap your baby, clothe your baby. Those are all the different pieces that a lot of our doulas will connect to. One of the things that I love is that we do closing of the bones, because after you have a baby, you don't sometimes get to say goodbye to yourself. You know, you don't get to say goodbye to yourself. And closing of the bones is kind of like a wrapping ceremony. And you will hear music. Some people will use sage. Some people just want to have prayer over them. They want to have affirmations. And it's such a, sometimes a mourning thing, but also too a hello of saying, I'm letting this person go and I'm becoming this new person. And a lot of times we don't get to say goodbye to our old self. And we don't talk about that as people who have little ones. I speak on behalf just like a Black woman, and there are Black women that talk a lot about not having someone to help them get prepared to become who they need to become. You always hear this ideal of, I feel lost. I don't know who I am. I don't feel like myself. And you're not going to feel like yourself. You're going to feel like someone new. And it's because this child has transformed your life and you don't even know what that means. And so having someone to say, sis, look, you've been in this house for a month. Something's wrong. Something's not right. Let's go to this peer support group and let's talk. They're going to be doing some art. They're going to be doing some painting. They're going to be doing some meditation. They're going to be doing some journaling. They're going to be listening to jazz or R&B. Let's come and let's just take a second. Bring the baby. You can breastfeed there. Don't worry about it. Taking someone there and taking that step gives them the opening to understand that they could talk openly about their feelings, and then possibly get connected to a licensed counselor. We actually give free licensed counseling to our community, and we are very proud to say that we have provided through the amazing Brittany Daniels from Allowing Change, LLC. She has partnered with us along with Bobby Richmond and Dr. Melissa Mace from Discovery Counseling. We have provided over 47,000 minutes of free licensed counseling. And when we look at the statistics of those individuals, not one person that came from the healthcare field asked or gave a referral to them. That's huge. And that's since we've started this program around mental health. We want to do more. We want to get this framework out to the whole community and to many other spaces so that they can find empowerment and really redefine what it means to go through your maternal health journey.
Yeah, when I listen to you, it's like, boy, I think I missed out becoming a mom.
Yeah.
This would have all been really helpful to me going through those transitions.
Yeah.
So you can see where, every culture could really help from this too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just everyone. And I love hearing the experience that you're providing women in our community. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think community members need to know? How can they better support maternal health outcomes?
Such a great question. Okay. First of all, let's talk about Black Maternal Health Week. We just had a great conversation and experience with Providence Hospital, which they're one of our partners, and really trying to get more grassroots organizations implemented into the spaces, and so that we can work as a healthcare community versus a healthcare system. I want to make sure I say that. World Doula Day just kicked off. We had over 20 doulas there. And so now we're keeping this going. We have Black Maternal Health Week, really that's going to be focusing on a lot of different spaces, and we're doing it in creative ways. So April 4th is Black Maternal Health Convention. This will be at WSU. This is open to the whole community. Also, too, if you work with children, family in the maternal health space, we have booths that you can sign up for and you can join us, okay? In the morning, we're going to have 30-minute segments of our doulas that are in our cohorts, and they're going to be doing presentations. Then we're going to hear from the amazing Lucretia Hill that's going to be talking about the power of grassroots organizations. That's what we need in our community. We need more grassroots organizations to help us lead, have the conversation, and connect. And then after that, we have a brunch, and our tables are going to be open. So there's going to be lots of stuff going on. We've got DJs, we've got food. It is open to the community. Please do not miss out on this. It's going to be great. April 11th is really the kickoff of Black Maternal Health. We have 3 art exhibits that are going to be taking place in 3 locations. One at Providence, which will be a private showing. Then we have the Carl Maxey Center that we will be focusing on patterns and understanding the journey of Black people. And then we have our opening that will take place at the Northtown Mall at Diverse Roots, which I'm wearing our shirt today. And so make sure that you come by. President Wilkerson is going to be kicking us off. There's going to be a lot of great people, and we're hoping to see some of those city council people that have really been advocating for maternal health policies there as well. April 12th, this is going to be so much fun. We rented out Get Air, okay? Last time we did this, we had 300 people there, and these little kids were just having the time of their life. They were jumping, smiling. We had mentors in the crowd. We had peer supports in the crowd. We're asking other organizations, show up with your t-shirts, come and say hello to somebody. It's not always about giving services or connecting with people. We need to connect as humans, and kids need to see the organizations that are in our community having fun, staying connected. We're going to have pizza. We'll have some little giveaway pieces, which is going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to financially support, we won't say no at all. April 13th is going to be Policy and Poetry. This is one that is really popular in our community. We're going to be at Nectar. And the reason why this is so amazing is because it's a networking space for advocates. This is not coming here to say, like, you're right and you're wrong. No. How are you crushing a crisis? Whether that be like, you know what? I stand for children. I stand for women. I stand for environmental issues, whatever it is, you can jump right in there and connect. And as I always tell people, this is our third year doing this. This has been such a beautiful space, and it's one of our popular events that people attend as well. April 14th is our Black Maternal Health documentary. I'm so excited. So this is not the full documentary, y'all, but it's different pieces that are going to really talk about the journey of maternal health. We are a maternal health desert, and I don't know if you know that, but we're also a doula desert. So what that means is, how many doulas do we need in our community to support people? We see that we have an active group of about 35 doulas that are showing up in space. There was a beautiful report that was done by, listen, I only know her by her first name, and I don't know a department. I just know that she's just everywhere. Romiana, if you guys don't know who that is, you got to go and check her out. Her and Jen. But they did a really cool study, and they found location-wise, there's about 62 doulas. And so, but out of that 35, we need more active doulas. And we actually need 190 doulas to provide each person a doula. We have about 5,600 births that take place a year in Spokane. So if we said we want one doula to every person, that's what we need. This documentary is going to really show the journey. It's going to show different people's experiences. It's going to show the different networks that we work with. And we're just excited. So you'll get to see a piece of it as we really go through this journey. We are part of the Department of Health Birth Equity Program. And this is the power of what happens when you invest in the community and grassroots organizations get involved. April 15th is our Spotlight Women's Wellness Conversations. This is an online podcast. So if you can't go to anything, click that link, get that podcast, and you're going to get all of these amazing podcasts that are about women's wellness all day. And so that will be led by Dr. Rakesia McMillan, absolutely phenomenal health guru, and you will just love everything. April 16th, we have two events happening. One in the morning, we have our mental health conference that will be online. It will be from 9 to about 3. Now, after you hear all of that stuff, a lot of people don't know you should move after you hear a lot of big things. So we are going to be in the Northtown Mall with the Hypertension Movement of Joy. Now, this is going to be awesome because it's also going to be partnered with you all. We have a safe sleep component that they're putting here. So it's going to be like a pajama party where people are moving, but you can also get information about safe sleep and a ton of other things. It's going to be so much fun. Click the link so that you can come and be a part and move with joy. Last but not least, we always do our final event in some kind of creative way, and it is called Dear Sis. It is a fashion show that talks about the history of Black women and what they have contributed in the healthcare field, in music, movement, all kinds of stuff. It's just going to be really cool. So we want everyone to show up, show out. I have to remind everybody because everybody asks me, like, is this just for Black people? Absolutely not. This is no, not at all. This is our community history. Yeah. This is our community culture. How we show up for one another, how we show up in space. That's what we really want to be able to see. We also have people that may not be able to attend any of these things. We have a t-shirt online that you can actually purchase, and those donations will come back to the work that we do. We also have these really amazing earrings that we're going to be doing an all-day earring conversation, and it's going to be called Can You Hear Me Now? And you get to just bid on these custom-made earrings. We have a ton of them, bracelets. It is so awesome. So I want you just to come out and be prepared. We're also hoping to auction off some dresses. We have trips this year that we're going to be auctioning off. So it's so much. We are really wanting to raise funds for everyone. And I just want to say this because you had said something. We support dads. We support different types of birthing people, and we support unapologetically Black women. And we know that when we have all of these different diverse families, it just makes our city better. And we don't want to just make it about, you supporting me as a doula. We might have grandparents that are out there like, hey, my daughter is getting ready to have a baby. I want to become a doula, but I just want to do doula services for her. That is okay. You can do that. We want this ancestral knowledge to be ingrained in us so that we can pass it down. So the next generation, when they hear, oh my goodness, Black women were dying 3 to 4 times more likely, that's crazy. Why would that happen? We want to have those kind of conversations. And a part of that is getting this information out, empowering one another, and most importantly, figuring out ways that we can actually share generational knowledge. And so we want everyone to have a doula, and we are on that mission and on that goal.
I love that, and I'm glad that we can help support that mission. And I know that was a lot for everybody. There's a lot going on.
So much.
So we will definitely have links to the events, to Shades of Motherhood, to Rimana's Healthy Families program, so that you can all check that out and see what we have here at the Health District to help you connect you to resources. And thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a chance to get out and support the events taking place. So thank you all, and see you next week.